lot of real estate agents think the hardest part of the job is getting clients. But once a client says yes, something else happens that most people don't talk about. And then the workload suddenly multiplies. You're sending documents, explaining the process, answering questions, setting expectations, making sure nothing falls through the cracks. And if you've been in the business for a while, you've probably noticed something interesting. You're repeating the same conversations over and over again. The same explanations about the buying process, the same guidance about timelines, the same onboarding emails, which means a huge portion of your time is spent doing tasks that could actually be systemized. And one of the easiest places agents can start using AI in their business is during client onboarding. Because onboarding is one of the most predictable parts of the entire client journey. The steps rarely change, and that makes it the perfect place to build smarter systems. So let's talk about how you can start doing that. The first step is mapping your onboarding workflow. Before you add any technology, pause for a moment and think about what actually happens when you start working with a new client. What's the first message you send? What questions do clients usually ask right away? What information do they need to understand the process? When agents write these steps down, they often realize something surprising. Their onboarding process is almost identical every time. You may explain the timeline. You may send a buyer or seller guide. You may outline how communication works. And once those steps are visible, they become something you can systemize. The second step is creating reusable communication with AI. This is where things start to get powerful. Instead of writing the same emails again and again, AI can help you draft clear, helpful templates for the key moments in the client experience. For example, you might create a welcome email that introduces your process, a guide explaining what happens after a buyer signs an agreement, a message preparing sellers for showings and feedback, or a simple explanation of the inspection and negotiation stages. Once those messages are written, you don't have to recreate them every time. They become part of your system. And your clients receive a clear, professional experience from the very beginning. One of my coaching clients implemented something like this recently. Before they built their onboarding system, they were spending hours every week responding to the same questions. After creating a few simple automated messages and guides, something changed. Clients started coming into conversations already informed. Instead of asking basic process questions, they were asking better questions, strategic questions. And that allowed the agent to focus on advising instead of repeating information. The third step is integrating your tools. This is where AI and automation really start to work together. Many CRMs and real estate platforms now allow you to trigger workflows when a new client is added. That means when someone becomes a client, your system can automatically send a welcome email, a process overview, helpful resources, and reminders about upcoming steps. It can even create internal tasks, so nothing gets missed during the transaction. Instead of relying on memory, the system supports you. And something really important happens when agents implement systems like this. Consistency improves. Every client receives the same high-quality onboarding experience, no matter how busy you are. And that consistency is one of the things clients notice most. When clients feel guided through the process from the beginning, their confidence increases. They trust the process more, and they trust you more. The final piece, and this is important, is remembering that automation supports relationships. It doesn't replace them. Your systems handle the repetitive communication, but you still bring the human side of the experience. The phone calls, the guidance, the reassurance when clients are making big decisions. That combination, systems plus relationships, is where modern real estate businesses really start to scale. Agents who implement even small onboarding automations often tell me the same thing. They suddenly get hours back every week. Hours they can spend on lead generation, strategy, or actually connecting with clients. If building smarter systems in your real estate business is something you want to explore more deeply, you can find a lot of practical resources at www.coachemilyterrell.com. And I share insights about AI, real estate systems, and agent productivity regularly on Instagram because the future of this industry isn't about working longer days. It's about building a business where the systems work with you so you can focus on what truly matters. Helping your clients make confident decisions while running a business that feels sustainable and organized.